What? What? You slide dog, you. I still want 2K by five after. But you guys did great. You guys did phenomenal. Thank you so much. Oh, freaking that. This is not. Oh, yeah.
How you doing, girl?
Oh, yeah. And by the way, we are actually volume on. So let's go ahead and mute our volumes here on the in studio.
What? On TikTok.
Oh, thank you, Kristen.
Now, those that are going with TikTok, we appreciate the support on here.
Yo, what is up? This is the Birdman Show. I am the Birdman. Your boy's in the house. We are live. You're watching us from TikTok. You're watching us on YouTube/Twitch. Yo, let's get this bad boy popping. First of all, I gotta say what's up. Well, I almost forgot my own thing here. Good God Almighty! You guys know what it is. You guys know what to do. Do it with us. That is right. We're here on the Birdman Show. Now, I got too excited. That's what it was. So yeah, before we get started, I gotta say what's up to my peoples. We got of course my usual co-host, my partners in crime. I got Ace. I got Shane. Shane, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Man, it's another beautiful day in the neighborhood. So brother's just still, he's still doing his thing. Ace, how you doing? Just start talking.
I didn't realize we had Mr. Rogers over here tonight. But anyway, I'm doing all right. It was a very productive day today, and I'm feeling good. I'm ready to get this thing knocked out.
That's right. We about to get this thing knocked out. Fury Storm back in the house. She took a vacation. She traveled around the world. She was visiting the Shaolin monk temple. Went to Tibet to talk to the Dalai Lama. I'm just trying to hype you up. I'm sorry, my bad. So, Fury Storm, how we doing?
Not too bad. Ready to go take a nap for about 6 months, but doing
Hey,
pretty good.
I tell you, I'm right there with you. I'm definitely ready to take a nap for an extended period of time, myself. But you know what? We got a show to do, so let's get to it. So for those who know, we're back here on the Birdman Show, and for this episode, we are back with a one of my favorite segments, and that is you be the judge. Now,
I ain't gonna lie, it's one of my favorite segments too. And the reason for that is because we don't have to do research.
there's that. There is that. But no, I really do enjoy it. Like I said, this was an idea that was brought to us by Carrie, aka Fury Storm, for those on TikTok. She brought this to us, and I immediately fell in love with it. It is a fun segment. I love doing these episodes, and I'm always looking forward to seeing what case she brings to us this time. But before we do that, I'm gonna ask you first. I'm because Shane, this is your second. You be the judge.
First.
Well, actually, no, yeah, it is your first because the first one was a completely curveball that Carrie decided to throw up on us. So this is your first one. So
Hey, knew about it. Thank you very much.
yeah, yeah, we'll still have a talk about that later. Anyways, so now we've already Shane, we've already talked to you a little bit about you be the judge and what we normally do with that. But this being your first one, what are some of your thoughts going into this episode?
Well, considering how the last one went, I'm ready for anything this time.
Well, I guess we'll see. Okay, so Ace, how you been feeling about some of well, go ahead.
I was about to say, I'm not too into it yet, but I did get a little bit of seasoning. So
Okay. Do a little seasoning on it. All right, cool. Ace, what have been your thoughts when it comes to this series so far because you and I we've been there since the beginning when it came to this segment. What are some of your thoughts with this series other than the fact we don't have to research?
That one, of course, is my biggest thought. But seasoning does not include salt and pepper. I mean, whenever you're fixing a meal and you put salt and pepper, that does not count as seasoning, sir.
I don't use no salt and pepper.
Well, then you better come with some damn cayenne then. All right, but as far as my thoughts on it, I've enjoyed it. It's given us a little break from the usual episodes that we do, and that's one of the reasons why we decided to incorporate it into our weekly programming was because for any of you that have watched us from the beginning or any of our very deep topics, we need that break after those topics to decompress. And throwing in a you be the judge after one of those topics is just what the doctor ordered.
Yeah, 100%. I definitely agree with you on that. Carrie, since this has been your baby, since you brought this to us, what are your thoughts? I mean, when you first brought this to us, what first of all, what were your expectations when you first thought about it, and then how have we met the expectations? Is it going a different direction? What are your thoughts?
Uh, it's gone pretty much how I expected with you two squirrels. So I haven't had the pleasure of seeing Shane Squirrel yet, but I'm sure he's going to join in on the squirrely fun. And because this
Now,
this one, the one I'm bringing today is a little bit weird, so I expect full squirrel.
you never go full squirrel. Everybody knows that.
Potato.
You go full squirrel, you never fucking come back.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I guess we'll see. I'm hitting stuff over here on the desk. I apologize. Let me get that straight there. Okay, there we go. Okay, yeah, I guess we'll see. But yeah, I definitely wanted to guys get you guys' thoughts on that before we got ready to get started with the show. Hey, yo, TikTok, you guys are doing your thing. We are at 2 is that 8?
Yep.
2.8K right now. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Okay, so like I said, we're doing this episode on You Be the Judge. But before we go any further, I just want to make sure everybody knows that the Birdman Show is brought to you by Riverside. I'm sorry, Restream. How many R's there? Brought to you by Restream. My bad, y'all. But yeah, Restream is an awesome and amazing way to do a podcast, whether it's audio or video. It's easy. They have amazing editing tools, an unmatched community of experts that will help you get your podcast off the ground. So if you want to learn more about the how to start your own podcast, go to our YouTube channel at Birdman Show Podcast 9643 and check out that link in the bio to get started on your podcast. All right, lady and gentlemen, start your engines. Okay, so Carrie, why don't you kind of give us, kind of like a little brief, whatever synopsis of what we're going to be talking about today before we get into this episode.
So this is a civil case,
Mm.
and it's a
Okay.
little bit different than the last one we did. There's no grandma on Hell on Wheels this time, but it's at the end of it to find the person instead of guilty or not guilty. We're going to have 10 questions, and it's going to be a yes or no. Whether it's yes, he did this, or no, he didn't do this.
So basically, what you're saying, you're gonna ask us questions, and then whatever we just say, because it's not gonna be a simple yes or no. You already know that.
Well, that's how the verdict is read. How you squirrel about it, that's on you. But
Exactly.
the verdict is a yes or a no, and she is suing him for $1 million.
Woo! Oh, so we ain't just talking about no pocket change.
No.
Okay.
No.
I'm just kind of curious as what the fuck she did for her to be suing him for $1 million.
Well, we'll get into that.
Well, without further ado, let's get into it.
All right, so this one is called Once Lovers, Now Enemies. It's Lynn Daniels versus Alan Kaufman. He's a psychiatrist. So Lynn Daniels is a successful businesswoman, and she met Dr. Alan Kaufman, a psychiatrist, as a result of an ad her mother placed in the newspaper seeking a male companion for Lynn.
Wait.
Yeah, you heard that right.
Wait. I'm out. She on Craigslist like that? Or was
I
this
don't
Facebook Marketplace?
I don't think we're going like back page kind of ad. I think it was just looking for a friend, male companion. I don't know how it's worded, but yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
I
I'm sorry.
told you it was weird.
I was looking at TikToks. I just got some crazy thing. I didn't know what it was or who sent it. So I don't know, but whoever sent it, whatever it was, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. What is that? What the? Oh, a hand heart. I'm sorry. Let's continue. Go ahead. Scrolling already.
Called it.
I was just getting and let the squirreling begin.
Called it. Okay. So Lynn and Alan ended up falling in love and moved in together. Now she is suing the doctor for intentional infliction of emotional distress. While still together, serious arguments arose between them after Mrs. Daniels suffered 2 miscarriages that left her depressed. Nevertheless, they finally had a baby girl together, Chloe. When Mrs. Daniels went on business trips, she would take Chloe and their Mexican governess. This is the kind of money that, yeah.
So for all them motherfuckers out there that ain't rich, it's a nanny.
Yeah.
Boom.
Philomena. That was the governess's name. Upon returning from her travels, she would often accuse Kaufman of having affairs in her absence. He resented the accusations, maintaining that they were false, and decided to teach her a lesson.
Ooh.
While she was away on one of her trips, he brought home a life-sized female mannequin. And minutes before Mrs. Daniels was to arrive home, he placed the doll in their bed. When he heard her drive up to the house, he got in bed beside it. Mrs. Daniels walked into the bedroom and noticed the doll and Kaufman in bed together and screamed in fright. Although Mrs. Daniels moved out immediately, the mannequin incident did not end the relationship. I told you this one was weird, man.
Wait a minute. Hold up. Time out.
Mhm.
Wait a minute. So he just happened to be able to get a hold of a life-size mannequin and brought it home. And I'm assuming he dressed it up and everything.
I don't think it goes into how it was dressed.
I would have to assume, because I mean, you gonna have some what do you think, you gonna have some bald-headed fool up in your bed like that?
I mean, it might have had a wig on.
That's what I'm saying. He probably had to dress it up or something.
It didn't go into that.
Oh, baby Jesus. I'm just okay.
I don't understand the
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna get this out the way. I'm gonna get this out the way. Black America, we safe in this one. So y'all can take the night off. Y'all need to. Anyways, go ahead. Finish. Come on, you know black people ain't doing that. Not like that. No. First of all,
I don't understand it.
Got $1 million like that. Anyways,
it never specified ethnicity.
Okay, let's go ahead and get this out of the way. There's some cases gonna come up that's gonna be straight from Africa or from the mountains of Caucasus. Okay, so we know this. All right, this is one of them.
What does your ass have to do with anything?
My what?
Your caucus.
Oh Lord Jesus.
Your caucus.
So I don't understand the psychology behind, like, this was his idea of getting revenge, is getting a full-size mannequin and getting in bed with it. I don't.
Maybe that was the story he went with.
I do understand his logic behind this.
Please explain it, because it's completely
Swear to God,
psychotic.
If I see you walk up here with a mannequin, I swear to God, I'm gonna beat you. That's go ahead.
The way that I'm looking at this is he's being accused of it. And most guys, if they're being accused of it, they're going to take action on it. If I'm being accused of it, I'm going to fucking do it. So with him, he's being accused of it. So to teach her a lesson that, hey, I'm not cheating on you. I'm just going to
Get a plastic sex doll?
Damn, bro.
It's not like you could have stuck it in.
We didn't know what happened.
Okay, listen, I know we're kind of squirreling a little bit, but I don't know if I can get behind that explanation that like if I keep getting accused of cheating on you, you know what I'm saying? If I'm with somebody, they keep accusing me of cheating on, I'm gonna make there's gonna be one or two decisions, and a mannequin is not gonna be one of them. It's either I'm gonna be like, hey, look, I'm gonna cheat on you. This is what it is, blah blah blah. It is what it is. If I get tired of it, I'm leaving. Deuces. Chris Brown said it the best. Chalk up the deuces. You know what I'm saying? I am not going to waste my time getting a mannequin and then having to go through all that task. I'm hoping he dressed it up. For the love of God, that's just too weird. This is already a weird case. I don't want to know that he just had a bald-headed mannequin in his bed. I don't want to know that. Okay.
I don't know why they didn't break up after that. That was the end of it.
I mean, the thing of it is, though, is if he didn't dress it up, didn't put a wig on or anything, how did she know that it wasn't another guy?
That's what I'm trying to get at. This is too. Oh my God! I need some commercials because I need to take a break and I don't have my commercials edited yet. Okay,
Dude, we ain't even into one page,
this
man.
is hurting my brain right now. Okay, because I'm just going through all kind of scenarios right now.
Okay.
Oh, yes, spicy. Nice with the saucy nugs. Anyways, go ahead.
All right, the couple resumed cohabitating, but hostilities continued between them. One of their arguments arose in the car while Chloe, then 2 years old, was sitting in the back seat. Kaufman was driving when he was suddenly pulled over, boiling with rage. Mrs. Daniel testifies that he tried to strangle her until she broke his hold and he calmed down. They again separated. The final straw, that wasn't even the final straw. He tried to choke her out, but she went back. The final straw for Mrs. Daniels came when she was on an important business trip. The incident prompted her to sue Kaufman for $1 million. This is a civil suit brought by a woman against her former lover for the intentional infliction of emotional distress. She seeks $1 million in damages. All right, so there's kind of a premise of where we're at, okay, guys? All right, so we're going to go ahead and call the defendant, Dr. Alan Kaufman. The doctor looked surprised. He had no idea he was getting called to the stand. And don't forget, civil cases, they have a lot more leeway when it comes to hearsay and rumors and stuff like that. So he should have known, but okay. He whispered to his defense attorney, "Can they do that?" The judge notices that some of the jurors appear to be taken aback by the plaintiff's maneuver. You may not be aware, the judge says to the jury, that in a civil case, either side may call the opposing party as its witness and may cross examine that witness. This is not true, of course, in a criminal case. There is a defendant has a constitutional right to remain silent. No such rights exist in a civil case except in rare circumstances. Dr. Kaufman may be sworn. Dan Greenberg, who is the plaintiff's attorney, begins the questioning. So Greenberg says, "What is your occupation?" Kaufman responds, "I'm a licensed physician and psychiatrist." This is another thing that bugs me. You're a psychiatrist and you're gonna go get a mannequin.
Listen, that's what bothers you?
It's a start.
Oh, there's a
What
lot of starts. There's a lot of starts before this. I'm sorry, ma'am. Go ahead.
See, D knows $1 million for cuddles with a dummy. And his subspecialty in therapy is sex therapy. So a sex therapist who is a licensed PhD.
Wait a minute, ma'am. Don't you
Mhm.
tell me. Don't you sit up here. He's a sex therapist?
He's a sex therapist.
You gonna tell me it's a mannequin? You gonna tell me that was a mannequin?
That's what it says.
Just, you know what? I'm about to walk out.
Now wait. Let me ask this question. Did she see the mannequin, or is she going off of the speculation that he told her it was a mannequin?
We'll get to that. That was just a brief overview at the beginning of some of the accusations.
So he.
You all right? I warned you it got weird, man.
No, I'm not all right. Okay. First of all, Carrie, this is the one you want to lead back into with?
Oh yeah.
Oh Lord, baby Jesus. Okay, I'm sorry. Just go ahead. Just go ahead.
So Greenberg asks, "You are an expert in that field?" And Kaufman responds, "I am." Greenberg asks, "Where did you meet Lynn?" And the defense attorney says, "Objection. The use of first names is undignified." I love defense attorneys that are snooty.
I'm with DK on this one. He just had that one in the closet already. I think that was like his weekend thing, just to like kind of run through some scenarios with patients, and that's what he used. And he's like, "Oh, Mrs. Johnson, I'm a married man. I can't do this." I'm saying, like, I no, nope. Let's go.
All right, sustained. The doctor testifies that he met Lynn Daniels through a personal ad her mother had placed in the local newspaper. Successful businesswoman seeks relationship with caring professional man. That's a whole nother thing.
Why? Whoa,
I don't know. I don't
whoa.
know. I don't know. It doesn't go into it.
Why did it take her mom to place the fucking personal ad?
I don't
By
know.
the way, TikTok 3.1K. You guys doing phenomenal. K-Man going.
I don't know.
So you said the mom was the one to place the ad?
Yeah.
Her mom.
Her mom. Her.
Yep. Mhm.
Okay. PSA. If you want them parents that are constantly still doing stuff for your kids and they 30-some plus years old, stop it. Don't let them just talk you into doing everything. Just stop it. For the love of God. So the mom.
Let it go.
Wait,
Just
wait
let
a
it
minute,
go.
wait a minute. Was this an ad in the paper?
A local newspaper.
Local. Wait a minute. What year was this again?
I don't know.
It didn't. Oh, it didn't give a year.
I don't remember if it did or not.
Oh, okay. Well, obviously it had to been before.
I don't
Like,
care if it was 20 years ago, 30 years ago, last week. No, this is Mama needs to stay in her lane.
I'm just saying papers. Nobody uses papers no more. Anyways, go ahead.
Um, Greenberg asks, "Did you form an intimate relationship?" And Kaufman responds, "What do you mean intimate? A sex therapist does not know what intimate means, okay?" Greenberg responds, "Of a sexual nature." Kaufman says, "She wanted to the first time we went out, but and this time the questioner himself, Dan Greenberg, who protests, objection, Your Honor, non-responsive. Sustained, just answer the question, doctor." So he was basically about to throw her under the damn bus. The doctor testifies that he and Lynn Daniels did indeed become sexually involved. After a few months, she moved into his 6-bedroom townhouse. At his request, she agreed to pay $2,000 a month towards the mortgage. After 2 pregnancies that resulted in miscarriages, the quarreling began in earnest.
Wait,
Greenberg
where was this
asked,
at again?
huh?
Where was this at again?
I don't think it ever says where.
A 6-bedroom townhouse?
You got to remember this book was written in like the late 90s, early 2000s, okay? So there's your time frame.
No, I get that, but I'm just saying a 6-bedroom townhouse. I mean,
His doctor,
I lived in New York. I had a 3-bedroom. I didn't even know they made 6-bedroom townhouses. Oh,
Now.
for the love of God. I'm sorry. I apologize. Go ahead.
you get hung up on the weirdest details.
It's my military side. I listen to everything, and I just sometimes some things process a little differently than others. Leave me alone. I'm working through that with my therapist.
Okay.
Continue.
It's not Dr.
And not
Kaufman,
his
is
no,
it?
not his sex therapist. But my question is, why does a single doctor need a fucking 6-bedroom townhouse?
He's probably rich as hell, and that's how
But
they
still,
show it off. I
For
don't know.
all of his mannequins.
Okay, y'all good? All right. Greenberg continues the questioning. Was she depressed over the second miscarriage? And he responds, yes. Greenberg says, was she crying? Yes, we were sitting on the bed. Greenberg said, well, what did she say? Kaufman said she felt real bad. Her dreams of having a child hadn't come true. Well, what did you do? And he said, I tried to console her, but then I got tired of trying to be emotionally supportive to her. It seemed like I was always doing that. I got up from the bed and walked away. I got hit in the back with a cordless phone. And that made you angry? And he responded, it sure did. I went back to her, jumped on the bed, straddled her, held her down. I told her to stop acting like a baby. I didn't hit her. Greenberg says, do you know why she threw the phone? And Kaufman said, no. Greenberg said, no idea? No. You didn't you just say to her, you killed the baby? Kaufman said, not in those words. And Greenberg responded, words to that effect? Well, and Greenberg says, well, what words? I said she had done things to increase the possibility of miscarriage. Like what? She wouldn't take the thyroid medication regularly, medication that you as a doctor prescribed for her. So he was also treating her. Yep, I told you.
What does her not taking her thyroid medication have to do with a higher risk of a miscarriage?
I don't know. I don't take thyroid stuff, so I don't know anything about it.
Well,
Well, Mama Joe's in here. Just put in the comments somewhere, Mama, if you know anything about if thyroid medication messes with, or if you don't take it, if it has anything to do with, or if we have any resident nurses, doctors, or anybody watching. If you're a doctor watching, please consider subscribing to the Birdman Show and to our Patreon page and donating. Sorry, go ahead.
$1 million.
So he said yes, that was the medication he had prescribed. And then Greenberg's asked, "Did you accuse her of doing anything else to bring on the miscarriage?" And he said yes, that she was working too hard in her business. And Greenberg responded, "Working to pay the $2,000 a month you insisted she pay for the mortgage on your house?" And Kaufman said, "Well, we agreed to that." And then Greenberg said, "This all happened the day after the second miscarriage." And he said yes. And he said, "As a psychiatrist, do you think that it was the proper way to react to her depression?" Kaufman responded, "Well, I was tired of her acting like a child. She wouldn't do what she was told. I had to straighten her out." Yeah. Dr. Kaufman testifies that Mrs. Daniels became pregnant a third time. This time she had the baby, a girl they named Chloe. He hired a housekeeper and governess, Philomena, to help with the baby. Mrs. Daniels continued to travel in her business as a buyer and distributor of women's designer clothes. She didn't trust Dr. Kaufman with the care of Chloe, so she usually had Chloe and Philomena travel with her. There was hope that having a baby would end the hostilities, but it did not. It never does. When she returned from her business trips, she would accuse Dr. Kaufman of having affairs with other women. And Greenberg asked, "Was it true?" He said, "No." So did you decide to do something about her accusations? Kaufman responded, "Yes, I decided to teach her a lesson." Greenberg said, "Well, how did you do that?" And Kaufman, Kaufman says, "Well, I'm not proud of this." "You mean the incident with the doll?" "Yes." "You placed a life-size blow-up doll in your bed?" Yes." So it was, according to this, a blow-up doll. It was not a mannequin. um, and Greenberg says, "Describe the doll for the jury." So here's your what it was, I guess, looked like. I don't know. So Kaufman responded, "It was a sex toy. It's sold at adult stores, ostensibly for sex use." And Greenberg says, "Where did you get it?" Kaufman responded, "From a patient of mine."
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. He. Mm.
Female patient, I'm assuming.
No.
They was passing this doll around, huh?
Well,
Ain't nothing like sloppy seconds.
dude, you don't even know. Like, okay, from a patient of mine, I insisted he turn it in over to me because he had become overly obsessed with it to the point he wasn't socializing with anybody else. So this is a well-used doll.
Did he at least sanitize it? Oh my God! Did he disinfect it with the Lysol and the wipes? I'm done. Go. Oh, where's? Seriously? For the love of God. Hold on a minute. I need to get my mind off of that. Yeah. So Mama Joe responding to the thyroid question. Cannot taking what what? Brian, that's your mother. So you read your mother's handwriting.
Oh,
Okay.
basically
The
she's saying
question is, well, I'm going to read it for TikTok. The question is, can not taking thyroid medication cause miscarriage? The answer is untreated hypothyroidism, especially when it happens during the first trimester, can cause low IQ in a baby, not complications during pregnancy.
She goes on to say,
This is rare, but it can happen in babies of women with Hashimoto's disease because the antibiotics can cross the placenta during pregnancy. So basically, thyroid problems can be transferred to the baby if you don't take your thyroid medication, but not have but not create complications for pregnancy.
DK, we need to talk later. I don't, sir, sir. No, sir, no. Continue.
let me get this
I
straight.
don't know anymore.
Let me get this straight. This doll was for performing simulated sex acts. And he says, right. And while Mrs. Daniels was away, you placed the doll in the bed that you and Mrs. Daniels slept in. Kaufman responded just before she got home. Yes, it wasn't very attractive. Oh?
So basically, she thought that he was cheating on her with an ugly bitch.
And the attorney says, "Oh," and Kaufman responded, "It had yellow braids and blue eyes. It was flesh colored."
What you mean? Hold up.
You wanted to know what it looked like.
I wanted to make sure that it just wasn't a bald-headed mannequin, but then as soon as you said it was a sex doll, for the love of God,
Did you hear what it looked like?
something yellow blue hair with what blue eyes something what
Yellow braids, so it had pigtails and blue eyes, and it was flesh colored.
what color flesh?
I didn't say. I'm assuming blue hair or blue eyes, yellow hair, which would be a cheap blonde, would be white, but
Okay, so to TikTok, YouTube, and to everybody that's watching us on Twitch, I would like to first of all formally apologize
oh no,
uh,
you don't.
for this.
No, you asked for this literally.
What the hell is going on?
What? I did not ask for this.
Yeah, you
What
wanted
the
you be the
hell?
judge. This is in the book.
I think we need to rethink our life choices and go back to doing research more.
I think I'm not gonna come on one of these again.
You fucking better not. The doll's got enough already.
I knew you was going. I knew it.
When I said, hey, Furious Storm, Carrie, hey, little sis, hey, we need some topics, da da da. I just
Listen, last week was heavy. It was heavy, so I wanted to go with
this is heavy.
with this. Now this is freaking hilarious and weird.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Continue. Let's go.
Okay, so so where were you immediately before Mrs. Daniels came in? He said, I got into bed with the doll. Yes. What time of day was this? About 10 a.m. So this is not an evening snuggle. This is a morning snuggle.
So he in there with brunch
Uh,
time?
uh-huh.
Oh, for the love of, I know we cover a lot of topics on the Birdman Show. I know we do. I just feel like this is a special topic where the driver, everybody that's on this crazy roller coaster ride is definitely not going to heaven. Jesus, oh God,
Oh, okay. Just wait.
oh
There's
God,
more.
But wait, there's more.
Did you call out to her after you heard her enter the house to let her know you were up there? I'm fairly certain I did not. Greenberg then asks, did you put any clothing on it? Kaufman responds, a pair of pantyhose. The legs were ugly. Greenberg then responds, isn't it a fact that you tied pantyhose around the doll's neck? Kaufman responded, no, it didn't have a neck. Greenberg says, didn't you do that as a threat of what could be in store for her? And Kaufman responded, no. Had you slept with the doll while Miss Daniels was away? I do not recall if I slept with the doll or not.
We are not skipping over that, ma'am. We are not skipping over that. You're going to sit there and tell me this fool actually said he does not recall if he slept with the doll?
Mhm.
And I did not mean for that to rhyme.
I do not recall having sexual relations with that woman.
That's exactly what I thought.
Okay, time out. We got to take a time out. We got to take a time out. Shane, I need to hear from you, sir. So far with this case, how are you feeling?
Yeah.
You shut your mouth, Angel.
Hey, Shane.
Yeah.
Welcome to You Be the Judge.
Oh, yeah.
This is the real You Be the Judge.
I'm having a lot of fun.
Sweet mother Jesus.
That man's was over there getting it on with a sloppy second doll. How the hell do you think I feel?
This dude, I hope that doll was made a good year because that bad boy,
It probably
I don't know
had.
how much thread was left on that doll. Oh my God, it was used doll, and he brought it to the house,
Bro.
And he
Bro,
couldn't
he probably
remember
had
if he was
mold in
sleeping
there.
with it.
I hope he got it tested. Anyways, okay, time out over. Just go, just freaking go.
I don't recall if I slept with the doll or not. I think I just put it in the bed when I heard her drive up. And Greenberg says, and then you got into the bed with the doll? And he said, yeah, I was in bed with the doll when she came into the house. Tell the jury why you did this, Dr. Kaufman. He responded, I'd become frustrated with her daily allegations that I was having sexual contacts with other women, with none of the allegations being true. Sure, it was probably poor judgment. I decided that since she was so certain it was happening, I'd shock her a bit when she came back so she'd think she'd actually caught me at something. So look, Ace was right. Did it squeak? Was it a squeak toy? Did they squeak?
That friction.
He's talking about the friction.
There's a little friction going there.
So Greenberg asked, is this part of your sex therapy? and the other attorney said objection, and the judge sustained it. Greenberg then asked, how did she respond when she walked in?
Wait a minute. I'm just gotta say this. I could not have been the actual real judge on this case. I just could not have been. Because I'm telling you right now, there'd have been a heck of a lot more questions flowing through. I don't even know if I would have sustained any objection. I want to hear everything. I want all the smoke at this point in time because this fool done had a doll in the bed. Didn't say he couldn't recall, like he's Oliver North in testifying in front of the grand jury. You know, I don't or like or.
Hold on. We just had a comment over here on TikTok that I'm going to share with everybody over here on YouTube and Twitch. Whenever the question was asked, do they squeak? Somebody over here on TikTok said, no, they wheeze. How the fuck do you know? Which one?
What the fuck?
I don't even know why I asked that stupid question. I don't even know why I asked that stupid question. I don't know why I asked that stupid question.
Fuck?
I'm gonna tell you right now, Carrie, you're in charge of the show for the rest. I can't do it. This done hurt my soul to the core. I think I regained a soul just so it can be hurt again. So thank you very much.
Wow.
And Angel, and let me tell you something, Angel. I got like one nerve left, and you are literally salsa dancing on it right now. You go, they squeak. You know what? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
At
Continue.
least you're humping it like you do the doll.
Yeah, look.
Not my fault. You walked there. Are we ready to move on to the next little part?
Move on, please.
And how did she respond when she walked in? Kaufman stated, she responded the way I thought she would. She screamed and yelled and didn't stop. She pulled the covers off and acted frightened of the doll. He testifies further that after this incident, Mrs. Daniels bought her own home, moved into it, and took Chloe and Philomena with her. Soon afterwards, she invited Dr. Kaufman to move in with her, which he did after selling his townhouse. He admits he struck her physically once after that, but only to defend himself. He had picked her up at the airport and was driving to her sister's house. Chloe, who was nearly 2 years old at the time, was in the back seat. Dr. Kaufman's father had just arrived from St. Louis and was anxiously awaiting to see the baby for the first time, his only grandchild. They were all going to his sister's house for a family dinner, but Miss Daniels did not want to go. They argued. She grabbed the steering wheel to turn it in another direction, so he stopped the car on the side of the highway to avoid an accident, and she began flailing at him.
I'm sorry. That's real quick. Okay, between DK and Angel, y'all gonna hurt me. Okay, y'all really gonna hurt me. Really? Really? DK, you know I love you, man. You know I love you. Come on, man.
Just so everybody knows, Angel, DK is wanting to know how much PSI you need to put in this. He's wanting to know for a friend.
I can't. I can't. I can't.
17.5 PSI there, DK.
Hold up, TikTok. I gotta do the little puzzle thing.
That must be a little bit. Shit.
Desi said, so precise.
I'm gonna have to do a. You know what? I'm not. You know, I'm not even going out to your little area anymore.
So he stopped the car on the side of the highway to avoid an accident, and she began flailing at him. He fought back to ward off her blows. Chloe was sitting up wide-eyed, watching everything. So Greenberg
I'm sorry.
asked,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not
"We're
trying to cut
never
y'all,
going to
but
finish this case."
well, listen. When you said the whole flailing the arms thing, and of course we're talking about the freaking the blow up doll, I started thinking about those inflatable things with the they had to be having
The
the car
wacky
dealership.
inflatable
Yeah,
arm man.
I was. I'm sorry. It just that when you said that she was flailing arms, that popped into my visual. So I'm sorry. I just had to say it because if not, it would have been really, really, really bad. So I do apologize, DK.
Is that for more realistic feel or for comfort? Oh, wait. I found 2 and number 3. They were crunchy.
What? Okay, no, nope, 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 no, nope, nope, no, 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 no,
Hey,
no,
whoa, no, wait. We are not going down that rabbit hole.
no, that not that rabbit hole, not any other hole. No, no, just go,
Angel,
just.
You okay,
Well,
Shane?
well, I no longer like toast. I no longer like French fries, onion rings.
So basically anything that's crunchy.
I don't even like that word anymore. Or
So
crispy.
What's worse,
crunchy to you is like
crunchy or
moist to
moist?
most women.
Crunchy. Stuck together. Oh no, I'm out. I'm out of here.
He straight up bounced. As long as it's not moist and crunchy.
Oh hell no.
I
This
stop.
podcast got me fucked up. All the way.
Now, y'all know that we fucking squirrel.
Our audience is not helping.
No, they are not.
100%. You guys are worse than anybody. But I love you. That's why I love y'all. But good God Almighty. Oh.
What
Okay.
the hell sound is that?
He's over here motorboating.
I'm.
That's what it sounded like.
Oh Lord.
Continue, Carrie.
Please
He looks
continue.
like he's about to cry.
I feel like I am. I feel like years of therapy is really starting to take a hold. Oh, for the love of God. Really, Deception King?
Oh. Now you done went and crossed the line. You done ruined grilled cheese for me, man. Ah. Ugh.
Mama Joe, if you're in here watching, I swear to God, we're not eating grilled cheese here at this house for the next 6 months. If I swear to God, I swear, no, you forget it. I used to love grilled cheese. I used to love Mama Joe, Des. They both used to make mean grilled cheese. I better not see a piece of bread and cheese nowhere near it. I want. Okay, please.
All right, so Greenberg asked, "Did you grab her throat?" And he said, "I just put my hands up to defend myself." Greenberg says, "Did you see the bruises on her throat afterwards?" Kaufman said, "I saw 1 or 2 on the side of her neck. Nothing great." This fight they had in front of Chloe and while driving on the highway made him realize they had to separate. So he moved out and bought another house. Over the years, they had bought several marriage licenses, but the licenses always expired. They had still never married. He denies he threatened to take Chloe away with him so that Lynn would never see her again. He denies that he ever threatened to kill Lynn in front of Chloe. After he moved out, the battle continued. You had hired the governess Philomena. He said yes, on the recommendation of friends who also had Mexican servants. Greenberg said, did you know if she was in the country legally or not? Kaufman responded, oh, I didn't know. I kind of suspected she was illegal. Greenberg said, but you went on paying her while you lived with Miss Daniels. He said, yes, everyone else was doing it. Greenberg said, and shortly after you moved out, did you make a phone call to the Immigration and Naturalization Service in Miami, Florida about Miss Daniels and Philomena? Oh, this happened in Miami. Kaufman said, yes. Greenberg said, you were aware of Miss Daniels' airline schedule for her trip, so you knew when she would be landing in Miami with Philomena and Chloe. And he said, yes. What did you tell what's now ICE? I told them to watch for an illegal alien landing in Miami. And you gave Miss Daniels' name and said she was trying to smuggle an illegal alien into the state of Florida? And Kaufman responded, yes.
Wait a minute. You know how many flights they got to check coming into Miami?
Well,
I think it's a whole nother level of petty.
it is, but I mean, he gave them her name and description and everything. So, I mean, all they would have had to do was check the flight logs to see what flight she was coming in on.
And he asked, well, what did I say? And they said, they thanked me for being a patriotic citizen. And he asked, well, what did you say? I said, I try to do what I can. The doctor denies the plaintiff's complaint that he stalked or followed her or her friends. He denies he ever burglarized her home after he moved out, but admits his friends offered to help him get things from her house. And then the attorney asked, well, who are these friends? Kaufman responded, I don't recall. He's a terrible psychiatrist. He can't remember anything.
Well, at least you know the patient privilege is going to be safe with him because he can't remember nothing. So you don't remember that if he had sex with the doll before she came back, and he don't remember it. You know what? Did he run for office or something? Like, is he a politician? Because it sounds like that's like the 101. That's like being a politician 101. I don't recall. Uh, wow. Okay. Okay. Cool. Whatever.
So the attorney said they called you on the phone. He said, yeah, they said they would help me get my things since there was no court restraining order on their going to the house as there was on me. So he had a restraining order against him.
So now hold up. If he has a restraining order against him, doesn't that mean that he cannot send anybody on his behalf to the house?
It depends on the state, but generally, if you have a restraining order against you and you need to get your property, all you have to do is call the sheriff's department and they'll escort you there to get your stuff and get out. I mean, it's not a complicated process.
Right.
And did you encourage them to go into her home? And he said, I just listed what items were there and were mine, and that was it. And these items were later delivered to you. And he said, yes, to my house. And you didn't see who delivered them? No. So basically, his friends went and got his shit, but he won't admit who did it or that he asked them to do it because it was technically breaking and entering. Simple as that.
I got some friends. I don't know their names. I don't know what they look like, but they do favors for me from time to time.
Moving on to another point. Did you threaten to kill Miss Daniels? His response was, not really, no. Well, what do you mean by not really? And Kaufman responded, "Well, she's made life miserable for me with this lawsuit, lied in court about me, won't let me see Chloe. Sure, I've told people recently that I would like to see her dead."
Okay, no,
That
wait. If then,
that is a threat, by the way.
yes, it is.
Yeah.
Now, is this their first court case, or have they had? I'm assuming they've had cases before this, since she has not taken the stand yet. So how could she lie against him in court?
To get a protection order.
Oh no, that's not lying. He straight up admitted.
I'm talking about before.
Yeah, he straight up admitted
He admitted it
that he.
now.
Well, so then
We
she
don't
didn't
know
lie.
we don't know how long the protection order's been in place or what was said when she was getting the protection order.
You gotta love people with money. Think they get away with whatever they want. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Um, who did you tell that you would like to see her dead? And Kaufman responded, my attorneys and all the members of my family. Uh, Greenberg then said, ever say you'd consider killing her? And Kaufman responded, yes, it's something
Hold
I.
up! Hold up! Oh, oh.
I hope you pee all on yourself. I hope you pee all on yourself. Man, I hope you pee all on yourself.
Mom made him a grilled cheese sandwich.
Enjoy that grilled cheese sandwich.
You want some crispy onion rings to go with it?
Hell no.
Look at that face. So Greenberg asked, ever say you'd consider killing her? And Kaufman responded, yes, it's something I felt, but I'm not going to act on it. Feelings and thoughts are different from actions. So Greenberg asked, so you've had homicidal thoughts about Lynn? He said, yeah, that's a real common thing in psychiatry, homicidal ideation. That's not true, by the way. Greenberg said, must be nice to analyze your own statements and their psychological ramifications. Objection, the other attorney says, counsel is making a statement. That's not a question. And the judge says, sustained, the jury will disregard the counsel's last statement. And he says, Dr. Kaufman, did you recently say to someone in your office, I'm not going to kill myself. I might kill Lynn, but not myself. And Kaufman responded, yeah, or that's just what I said. Yeah. The doctor is excused and steps down from the stand. As he passes the plaintiff's table, you notice him whisper something to her under his breath, but you can't make it out. The next witness for the plaintiff is Anthony Pacelli of the United States Border Patrol in Miami, Florida. He testifies he received a call from a man who said he wanted to give the government a hot tip. And he said, did he give you his name? He said, no, sir, he wished to remain anonymous. Well, what did he say? He said the female named Lynn Daniels would be arriving on American Airlines flight. He had the number that evening with an illegal alien that she was trying to smuggle into Florida. He said there would be a little girl with them too. He said, well, what action did you take? And he said, my partner and I went to the airport and spotted them when they got off the plane. Greenberg said, and did you detain them? He said, yes, sir. The lady, Miss Daniels, was very upset. She said she had some meeting she was supposed to go to, but the Mexican lady didn't have any papers. She was illegal, all right. So Greenberg said, so you held them for questioning in a detention room? Yes, sir. The American lady, Miss Daniels, broke down. She was crying uncontrollably, sobbing, and very upset. She told them she thought the nanny was legal. After several hours, we let Miss Daniels go with the baby, but the nanny, we had to hold her. The defense attorney, Mesner, cross-examines. Officer, you say Miss Daniels was crying uncontrollably? Yes, sir. Did she ever tell you she had acting lessons and won awards for acting? The other attorney, objection sustained.
Hold up. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Hey, let's address TikTok for one freaking second. Angel, what is your problem? Really? Poo-tang? It said I love Pooh and Tigger. What? Okay, you
It's
know
Pooh
what?
and Tiggy.
Okay, you know what?
Just
Just
spelled it
whatever.
wrong 3 times, and finally I just said hell with it.
Okay, whatever. It's whatever. Okay, that's cool. Okay, so let's take a pause here. Um, let's take a pause here and hold up. Let's address a couple things that were in the chat here. Let's see. Try to wait. Where was the last? Okay, so let's see. DK said I tried to do what I can. Is a bold statement coming from a guy having cuddles with a blow up doll. Okay, cool. This is correct. Um, X, who I'm hey X, you know you've been hey glad to hear from you, buddy. Um, Man Bird needs to move his camera angle bad enough. I gotta see. Oh, we're working on it. We're working on it. Yeah. Okay. So let's take a break here. Shane, how are you holding up with this?
He's focusing on what's going on.
Uh, you kind of,
Thanks, Sam.
yeah. Um. Anyways, how's that grilled cheese sandwich up there, Tim?
Yeah.
Is it nice and crunchy?
And moist.
Yeah. You just suck it. Just suck it. Anyways,
Angel wants to know if you've eaten yet.
hey, how you doing?
I'm doing great. That grilled cheese does look pretty good.
It does.
Does it smell good?
Like,
Yes.
yeah, it does. The whole room smells like grilled cheese now.
Freaking heck! I'm trying not to eat it on camera.
See, the problem is the longer he waits, the colder it's going to get, and the crunchier it's going to be
Let
when
me-
he eats it.
Let me tell y'all how the hell I feel about this right now. All right, damn it, y'all done ruined fried chicken for me, French fries, onion rings, grilled cheese with fucking pickle spears. Can't have that shit no more. So is this what's gonna happen every time I come on this thing, man? Like holy shit. That's how
Shane,
I
you
feel,
know
all
how
right?
we are by now. We don't know
Man,
what direction the show's going to go.
I
This
mean,
one just happened to go south.
yeah, y'all, something went south.
It always goes south when we're doing You Be the Judge. Did you put your elbow on the grilled cheese?
You leave tacos out of this.
With some crunchy tacos?
You leave tacos out of this conversation.
No, I'm not going to say it.
Yeah, please don't.
No, I didn't
You know,
put my elbow in it.
it's probably a good thing X wasn't here earlier for like the whole conversation because that would have really we would not even be a quarter of the way done with this case.
Between X, DK, and Angel, no,
Uh-huh.
we wouldn't have been.
Uh-huh.
Just go.
Hang on, I lost my place.
Border Patrol, acting lessons.
No, like I lost my place. I
Well,
scrolled.
we already know that it flooded.
That's not why I lost that place.
Well, I know that's not why, but I was making a fucking funny.
Okay. I found it.
Okay, she found it again. Here we go.
I scrolled. I'm sorry. All right. So next on the stand is Miss Lee Daniels. She testifies as to how she met Alan Kaufman, how her mother put an ad in the paper without her even knowing about it, how he was one of about 10 men, doctors and lawyers mostly, who answered, and how she felt immediately attracted to him. He told her he owned a 5,000 square foot home with 3 acres, 2 cars, and a boat. She knew her mother would be extremely pleased if she were to marry a doctor. He certainly had all the things that indicated he was a successful doctor in her eyes. She was 30 years old at the time and had an income of over $100,000 a year in her business as a buyer. But what she really wanted was a good husband and a child. The career was not important to her. When they moved in together, he demanded she pay $2,000 a month towards the mortgage, and she did not protest. Near tears as she tells of the night after her second miscarriage. This poor woman just does not sound like she has any kind of backbone at all whatsoever. She is a living doormat. Um, so Daniel said he kept telling me it was my fault for being on my feet so much. He kept yelling at me that I had killed the baby and said that I never really wanted the baby. And Greenberg asked, "Did you throw the phone at him?" And Daniel said, "I had the phone in my hand. I picked it up to call my mother to ask her to come get me. I threw the phone down. He grabbed me, threw me up against the wall. I remember going down and he was on top of me, straddling me. He started to choke me, both hands. For a minute, he put pressure with his hands on my neck, hard enough to leave bruises." She gives a different version of the fight in the car. He picked her and Chloe up at the airport and told her he'd made plans for dinner with his father at his sister's house and he wanted to take Chloe without her. And she said, "I'll go too. I don't want you taking Chloe without me." And Greenberg asked, "Why didn't you want him to take Chloe without you?" And he said, "Because he's never taken care of her alone and I wasn't sure that he could." Greenberg asked, "Well, what did he do?" She said, "He pulled over and cut the engine. Chloe was sitting up in the back seat." "What did he say?" He said, "You don't ever tell me what I can and can't do." Greenberg asked, "Did he strike you then?" And she said, "He tried to strangle me. He held his hands around my throat. I started screaming for the police, and he said, 'You'll be dead before the police ever get here.'" She points to the right side of her neck to show the jury where the bruises were. "He had his thumbs right here, cutting off my windpipe. He held his hands for like that for 2 minutes until I hit his arm and broke his grasp." "And what was Chloe doing?" And Daniels responded, "She was screaming." He said, "You don't tell me I can't take Chloe whenever I want." And then he grabbed my hair and pulled my head into the gear shift. I didn't break my nose, but it was bleeding. And what happened after that? He went to dinner with his father. I cleaned up as best I could, and I don't think he noticed anything. When we were driving home after dinner, I told him to get the hell out or I was going to the police. He said if I went to the police, he would kill me. She says the defendant testified truthfully about the doll incident, except for one thing. The doll had pantyhose tied around its neck, which she understood to be a threat of what could happen to her. For several months, she kept telling him to leave, but he wouldn't. He said he would take Chloe with him and I'd never see her again. "I'm not leaving until I'm good and ready, and you can't make me. And if you try anything, I'll make your life hell." Finally, she says she obtained a court order forcing him to leave. Then came the arrest in Miami. Border Patrol agents told her that she was being detained for smuggling an illegal alien across state lines. They took her into a little room and kept her there with Chloe and Philomena. She was not mistreated, but it was a degrading experience. After several hours, they let her go with Chloe but kept Philomena. She had to find a bail bondsman to post bail for Philomena. The agent told her that she'd been set up. Miss Daniels calculates she lost over $60,000 in sales and commissions because of the delay. She missed several meetings and lost two major accounts at the time critical to her business. During her detention, she was unable to phone buyers to notify them. Upon her return to San Francisco, okay, so home base is in San Francisco, she discovered her home had been burglarized. Liquor, toys, and gifts to Chloe were missing. The police told her that entry had been made by somebody with a key, and since Dr. Kaufman was the only person with the key, she suspected him. As a result, she had the locks changed, installed a new security system, and even hired a guard to watch the house when she was away. The cost was $6,500. This time, she obtained a court order restraining him from coming within 100 yards of the house, but she still saw him driving by at strange hours. She would look out the window and he would be sitting outside in his car. She called the police several times, but he was gone by the time they came. But he would come back when they were gone. Sometimes, when friends left her home, she would see him following them. Once she got a call from her friend, Almina, who said, "Alan's following me. What should I do?" The defense attorney cross examines. "With regard to the argument in the car on the highway, you said you had bruises on your neck afterwards." And Daniels responded, "Yes." And the attorney says, "You're making this up, aren't you?" "No, I'm not making this up." Meisner said, "Miss Daniels, isn't it true you were bulimic at that time?" And the other attorney says, "Objection, irrelevant. He's trying to embarrass the witness." "Your Honor," Meisner says, "if the court pleases, it will show it is very relevant to her claim that my client tried to strangle her." The judge says, "I will allow it subject to a motion to strike." And Miss Daniels responded, "Yes, I was bulimic, which means you could make yourself throw up from time to time." That's not a time to time thing, but okay. Daniels responded, "Yes, it's a terrible sickness, really." And Meisner said, "And you would do to do that, you would stick fingers down your throat." And she said, "Yes." "Show us how you would place your fingers." And Greenberg starts to object. "Your Honor." "Do I have to, Your Honor?" Daniels asks as she turns to the judge. "It's very," and the other attorney cuts in. He says, "All right, I'll do it myself. I'll demonstrate." And he stands up and places two fingers in his mouth and says, "Is this the way?" And she responded, "The fingers have to go in more, like this, further, further, I mean, like, it's just, it goes back and forth for a few minutes. And then you can hear the sarcasm in her voice. The judge is grinning. Meisner removes his fingers. His thumb is pressed against his throat. He has a look of triumph as he tries to show the jury the position of his thumb. So basically, he was showing how he would make himself throw up and where his thumb would be, and that he's saying that's how she got the bruises because she was trying to make herself sick.
Okay. I don't know how many other people out there have ever gotten so drunk that they thought they'd feel better if they could just puke and get it out of their systems. But I've done it a time or two whenever I was younger. And I do not recall a single time that I placed my thumb on the side of my fucking neck to stick my fingers down my throat.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to get a visual of this, but the visual just is not. I mean, the dots are not connecting. No, yeah, exactly. It's not visualing. I mean, you just do this.
Mm-hmm.
You don't. I mean, that
I mean,
doesn't make any damn sense.
unless you had like giant's hands, yeah, no, it doesn't make any
Even
sense.
still, why would you put your thumb on the side of your neck?
X.
No.
I think we broke. No, not in this case.
don't have nothing. Go ahead. Yeah.
So
Nothing.
he says, "Isn't this exactly how you got those bruises on your throat?" And she said, "No, Mr. Meisner, that is not at all how it works." So the plaintiff rests, and Meisner opens the defense case for Dr. Kaufman by calling a number of several witnesses as to the doctor's character, so character witnesses. Several members of his family testified that he has always had a reputation as a non-violent, law-abiding citizen. His father and sister testified that they were present at the time of the dinner and after the alleged strangling in the car. They sat close to Miss Daniels and saw no bruises on her neck of any kind. She was wearing a white suit, and they did not see any spots of blood, from a nosebleed. The defense also calls a private investigator, Jason Holloway, who testifies he was hired by the court to supervise Dr. Kaufman's visits to see Chloe. The parties would arrive in separate cars at a prearranged spot in a parking lot. Miss Daniels would bring Chloe. The investigator would park in the middle between them and stand by to keep the peace. He would bring Chloe to Dr. Kaufman, where the doctor would hold her for 30 minutes, after which she would be returned to her mother and all parties would leave. That's just weird. He would just hold her for 30 minutes and that's visitation?
Well, my question is
Just one?
this time. This time. If you're going to hire a private investigator, isn't that to supervise from a distance to see if anything transpires between the two? I mean, that's what a mediator is for. You have a mediator to
Yeah, you
mediate
normally would
between the
not
two parties.
have a private investigator babysitting, essentially. That's
A
just odd.
mediator is free of cost and appointed by the courts. If
They were never married. There is no child paperwork.
you don't have to raise your voice.
I had to pause you before you went on a rant. The pause button worked. Oh, God. Um, Dr. Kaufman would always appear affectionate and caring during the visits. Meisner asked, "Did you ever hear Miss Daniels make any threats to him during those visits?" Holloway, who I'm assuming is the PI, "Yes, sir. I heard her say she'd sue him unless he promised to stay away from Chloe." After the witness steps down, you notice Dr. Kaufman whispering to his attorney, who promptly announces he will call the doctor back to the stand. "Dr. Kaufman, I want to ask you about these homicidal thoughts you had." And he said, "Yes, sir. That's all they were, just thoughts." Meisner said, "You never intended to act on them?" And he said, "Absolutely not." And Meisner said, "Tell me this. What is the highest level of education you've attained?" And he said, "I had 3 years of specialty in residence in psychiatry following my MD degree." How did, I don't know why this matters. How did you do in high school? He was at the top of his class. How did you do in college? He graduated magna cum laude with honors in 2 majors. And you've been a practicing psychiatrist for 12 years. And he said, yes. And you've also been in an analysis of yourself. And he said, yes, sir, as part of the training. Now then, considering all of your education and experience, do you feel you are especially aware of your thoughts and your own processes? Oh, it's totally fair because he was going down the wrong rabbit hole.
Can we please refrain from saying whole and going down
The crunchy rabbit hole?
for the rest of this episode? Let's just no, please no. Okay, thank you. I'm just saying. I would like to kind of just yeah. Okay. Anyways,
For everybody over here. But what
You're muted.
Come on, one of those rare times that Bird's quiet and Ace is ranting, and you cut it short. So unfair. And then he continues with, guys usually have to pay more for the wrong rabbit hole.
The crunchy rabbit hole.
Stop.
Depends on how well she wiped.
Stop. This is nothing remotely crunchy about anything you're doing. When it comes to stuff like that. If it is, someone needs to go seek medical attention immediately. If your stuff is crunchy like that, something is seriously wrong. And I'm gonna tell you right now, it's probably something you're not gonna be able to get rid of.
Not even a power wash can get rid of that.
Really, X. That's over.
Did you expect anything less? Chocolate Easter Bunny rabbit hole. That's what X asked on YouTube land.
Just go.
Okay. So basically, he psychoanalyzed himself as part of his training. And he said, oh, yes, more so than the average person, I make a strong distinction between thoughts and actions. There are two separate things. When Dr. Kaufman leaves the stand for the last time, Meisner looks over at Daniels. He stares at her for a second, then says, I call Lynn Daniels back for further cross examination. Mrs. Daniels, you're reminded you are still under oath. Now tell us what you think you've suffered. Tell us what makes you think you've suffered severe emotional distress. I have nightmares. I'm choking in my sleep. I feel Alan's hands on my throat. You keep putting it up there, and this is why I keep having to stop.
You know, that is actually crunchy and moist.
And moist at the same time.
Yes, Shane, we just ruined Rocky Road ice cream for you.
I just literally had a whole pint, or no, a whole freaking thing of that a couple weeks ago, and I feel like I need to become bulimic and get rid of that right now. Just go.
And that grilled cheese you just ate.
Shut your mouth. Okay.
Whoa,
Shut-
whoa, whoa, whoa,
Shut your mouth. Shut your
Whoa.
freaking.
whoa!
You shut your.
I hope
freaking
that
mouth.
grill. I hope that grilled cheese comes back up.
It's
Okay,
gonna take
so
its time getting out.
squirrel back, sir. Squirrel back. We still got a ways to go. She said that she's still waking up screaming, feeling Alan's hands around her throat. And Meisner said, is it still going on? She says, oh, yes, I wake up screaming and crying. Meisner said, well, tell me this. Have you ever gone to a psychiatrist for the treatment of emotional distress that my client had inflicted on you? I'd be like, bitch, after the last one I dealt with? No, I ain't going back to a damn psychiatrist. But that's just me. She responds, no, sir. Never gone to a professional for help. No, sir. Well, if you were really suffering so much, why not? And she said, do you really want to know? Meisner says yes, or is it simply that it's not been serious enough to handle? She takes a deep breath and says, you really want to know? She said yes. And she responds, because Alan is
If somebody asks you that question more than freaking once, and
which
especially in this case,
mute. Shh.
oh,
Got a ways to go. And she takes a deep breath and says, because Alan's a psychiatrist and somehow I don't trust them anymore at the moment. I mean, it's common sense, but Both sides rest. In closing argument, Lynn Daniels' attorney, Dan Greenberg, asked the jury for $1 million in damages, and the judge instructs you to state your findings of liability and award damages, if any, to each allegation separately. You may include both compensatory, actual out of pocket damages, and punitive damages, punishment for despicable conduct. Now, I am skipping the money part for us to decide because it gets really complicated because each individual one is a different dollar amount and it's too much. But you must first determine whether or not the defendant is liable on each point. And this comes back to the 10 questions I talked about at the beginning. Then if you have answered yes to any of the questions of liability, and that's where the dollar amount comes in. So the first one, first question, it's either a yes or no. Did the defendant place in the plaintiff's bed a life-size doll with a stocking tied around its neck with the intent to shock her?
Absolutely.
This has got to be unanimous, right? Yes.
Yeah, but what?
Yes.
But I mean, was it fully established that the stocking was around the neck? Because I mean, he said that the doll had no neck.
Yeah, but the question is with the intent to shock her. It doesn't matter if it was there or not. She was still shocked as shit it was in the bed.
I get that, but from a legal standpoint, when you're wording it, if the
If
word,
it was
the word, and how it's worded, it's not matching up.
if it was a criminal trial, then you would be correct. But this is a civil trial. There is
Okay.
more leniency.
So more leniency. Okay, so then yes, I would say yes.
Everybody else agreed on the actual jury, and she got awarded $25,000 for this. Question number 2. Did the defendant try to strangle the plaintiff in front of their minor child, and did he tell the plaintiff he would kill her? Yes or no? Is he liable for that?
Yes.
I don't know about that.
Jane?
I don't know.
No.
I'm assuming the jury that was doing this case were probably idiots and probably said yes.
They said yes and was awarded $75,000 for that one.
Of course.
Number 3. At another time, did the defendant tell the plaintiff he would kill her?
He admitted to it. So
yes.
Jane?
Yes.
You can't be quiet this time. You're the judge. You got to give your responses. The jury also said yes, and they were
this
awarded.
is the part of the program where we actually have to give input.
You be quiet, Ace.
Hey. All right, go ahead.
And the answer was yes, and they were awarded $28,000 for that one. So number 4, did the plaintiff tell, or did the defendant tell the plaintiff that he would take Chloe away and the plaintiff would never see her again?
I don't remember. Did he admit to that?
I don't think he admitted to that. That's just he said, she said. So I'm gonna go with
yes.
no on that one.
I'm gonna say no.
Yes.
They probably said yes.
So
Yes.
2 no's and a yes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they probably said yes because they're whatever.
Yes, they were awarded $25,000.
Yeah. Okay.
Did the defendant contact the Immigration and Naturalization Service in Miami and cause the plaintiff to be detained for smuggling an illegal alien?
Yes.
He freely admitted it
Yes.
like an idiot. The award for that one was $256,000 and $256,250. Yeah, so almost $257,000 for.
Holy shit.
That's what you get for being petty. That was
Right?
a whole nother level of petty, and now he's paying for it.
No, that's a whole different reason for that. But you know what? I'm not even gonna get to that. Whatever. Go ahead.
No, he did it to be petty, though. That was
No,
his
no, I get it. I get it.
motivation.
I get it. I get it. Sure. Go ahead.
Did the plaintiff suffer a loss in her business as a result of the defendant's conduct?
You know what?
Yes.
Everything's gonna be yes. So I mean,
Whatever. Yes. And I don't think everything's going to be yes.
it's come pretty dang close.
Shane?
I said yes, but Tim was over there talking.
Which him? We were both over here talking, bitch.
I said
Okay.
Tim.
Oh,
Whoa,
Tim.
whoa. I will stick a plunger to your head, my guy.
And it'll stick too.
I know. I'm gonna put super glue on it too. That gorilla glue.
So the jury said yes, and the award for that was $160,000. Number 7. Did the defendant burglarize or cause someone to burglarize the plaintiff's home?
Yes.
I mean, he didn't admit it, but he was the only one that had a key.
Yes.
So everybody agreed yes,
Yeah,
and the
sure.
award was $50,000. Why are you looking mad about this? He did 99%
No,
justice.
no, I get it. Trust me, I do. I get it, but it does speak to a much larger problem with the judicial system. But go ahead,
This
continue.
is civil.
It's still judicial.
Yeah, but she's suing for $1 million.
I get it.
This
Go
is
ahead.
Amber Heard and Johnny Depp just on a smaller scale. That's all it
Yeah.
is.
No, go ahead.
Yes, that she got $25,750 for the burglary. Did the defendant stalk, follow, and monitor the action of the plaintiff and her friends?
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't hear you, Shane.
He didn't say nothing.
Yes.
The jury also said yes, and she was awarded $25,000 for that one. Number 10. Did the defendant push the plaintiff's face into the gear shift of her car, causing her nose to bleed?
Yes.
Yeah. I believe that one.
Ace?
I'm going to go with no. And the reason why I'm going with no on this one is because his family testified that there was not any circumstantial evidence to substantiate the claim that she had a bloody nose on, and that, I mean, if she's wearing a white suit, if she'd gotten the bloody nose, she wouldn't have been able to have got to it quick enough for it not to have gotten somewhere in her white suit. So I'm going with no on this one.
Ace and S over in TikTok land are correct. The answer is no, and they were awarded 0 on that one. In total, she was awarded $670,000 in punitive damage, or punitive, and what was the other one? Compensatory and punitive damages.
Okay then.
I think I broke Tim. He just
No.
looked defeated.
No, it's not that. I definitely don't look defeated. It's just, I mean, yeah, this is kind of a crazy case, but given personal reasons, dealing with the court system when it comes to even stuff like that, how just the word, and I hate saying it, but you know, when it especially comes with men and women, how the court 100% favors the woman in most cases.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to
Well,
stop
why-
you here on that one because on this case because he
No,
literally physically admitted to most of it.
And once again, you interrupted me before I could finish.
No, because I'm kicking the soapbox before
No,
you get up on
Hey,
it.
no,
he doesn't have a pause button.
no,
He needs a
no,
pause button.
no, you don't. The thing is, like I said, this case is something different because, like I said, this case is different is because of the fact of the stuff he admitted. But there's a lot of stuff in there where there wasn't any type of admittance, where he didn't say that it was 100% her saying something and he was saying something, and they still awarded her money on those things where there was no evidence of anything.
I don't know. But just the fact that he was after her second miscarriage, he literally said, "I needed her to stop acting like a baby."
Okay,
That
so
means
that's
he's an
feelings.
absolute just
But that's
disgusting
about
human being.
but that's about feelings. That still doesn't have evidence on the fact that or whatever that was said that he actually did it. That's what I'm saying. Is that there's a lot of the times when it comes to stuff like that, and like I said, I know it's not about this case, but it's about feelings. You know what I'm saying? Like
Oh, we
that.
ain't
And then
got.
I'm going to jump in
We're
and
not doing that again. No.
No, we're not. No, we're not.
I'm going to interrupt y'all, tie this up, and say, did y'all see what DK just said?
Yeah, let me finish my thought.
She got more than that.
She got $600 and some odd $1,000, and the poor blonde doll got nothing.
She got more than
very true.
nothing. She got lots of something. Lots of something.
But what I'm saying, here's the thing. Here's the thing. You know, we deal with a lot of stuff, but you know, one thing that this show, I definitely want the show to be is real when it comes to a lot of different topics. And the thing is, like I said, and this has been kind of an issue for me for a while. People, you gotta know who the heck you're getting with. You gotta understand who you were involved with and things that are going on. Because if not, you could be one of these two people on either side of this case. You know what I'm saying? And this case is not just, this case is about, her side, his side, but sometimes those roles are reversed. It's not always the woman that is the victim. Sometimes the man's the victim. Unfortunately, not enough men are coming forward. But this case from start to finish is 100% crazy. Like this,
I told you.
like I don't understand. I don't understand how someone with a PhD would think I'm going to put a sex doll in my bed to get back at somebody.
A sex therapist.
Wait.
A PhD.
And
Once again, someone with a PhD, I don't understand how they thought that was a great idea. I would say I might see that from a frat boy in college. That was a go-to idea to freaking put a freaking sex doll in the bed just to get back on my girlfriend. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
I mean, even the attorney was like, "Is that part of your sex therapy? Do you prescribe that?"
I don't.
Poor Blondie might have been lent out to another patient after
I'm
this.
telling you, it's just I
Pay
don't.
it forward.
now, see, the thing of it is, though, is it didn't happen because he doesn't recall it.
No,
Yeah.
only that if he slept with it or not.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I don't.
That is some scary fucking shit right there.
Is that cheating though? If you're with a sex doll, maybe he was actually telling the truth that he was never cheating on her. He was just using a sex doll, and in his mind, it wasn't cheating. It was an inanimate object. So I mean,
But
maybe that.
he didn't do it to cheat on her. He did it to freak her out
But once
and to
again,
prove a point.
that's one of those things where maybe that's what he was just saying, so that it didn't come off of the fact that he was a complete and utter freak and was using a sex doll whenever his girl wasn't around. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what was going through his mind.
That was
And
the
we sure the
question.
heck don't have all the facts in this case.
That was the question. Is using a sex doll considered cheating?
That would be the equivalent of using a toy. Is that cheating?
Well, see,
For a
in his
woman.
defense, he wasn't cheating on her.
That's what I'm saying.
I never said that he was.
No, I'm saying when he was putting that out, when he was saying that no, I wasn't cheating on her, she just kept accusing me of cheating on her. and this and that. Like maybe in his mind it was, I'm not cheating on her, I'm using a sex doll. In her mind, yo, you're using a sex doll. It's not me. You're cheating on me.
Yeah, but the way it was worded in the testimony, she believed he was seeing other women, not
I get that,
toys.
but once again, you can't go based off of
Well-
wording within the testimony because, like you said, there's a lot more leeway when it comes to a civil case like this. So
Blonde
you can't-
pigtails and blue eyes.
like I said, I
And
asked you
two
a couple
holes,
times.
three
I asked you a
holes.
couple times.
Y'all
fine.
cannot unmute at the same time. I don't. That was like a train wreck of talk.
Yeah, but like I asked you a couple times within there, about that, about how wording was and this and that. And you say, well, because it's a civil case, there's a lot more leeway. So it doesn't matter how it was worded. If that's what the standard's going to go by it, I don't care how it was worded. Everybody has their ability to read into anything when it comes to being worded. So like I said, I honestly don't care when it comes to this case. This was just from the start. As soon as you find out that he's a sex therapist and he was using a freaking blow up doll, the
That he
case is
got
out.
from a patient.
I don't care. I don't care if it's
No, that
confiscated.
crosses a damn line. That's
Nah.
weird. That's a whole nother level of weird.
He has a sex doll. That takes it to a level of weird that just means there's nothing off limits. That's
He
what
should
it means.
have his license revoked for that alone.
I
That's gross weirdness. I mean, there's
I
no
get
other word for it.
I get it. I'm not arguing with you. I am
It
not going to
sounds
argue
like
with you on
it.
that point. No, not when it comes to that point. I'm not going to argue with you, but I'm just saying and this happened, you said, oh no, it never just said what year it did.
It never
Did
said
it?
what year. But the book is from late 90s, early 2000s, so it's
So he
somewhere
had
before that.
yeah, it had to have been before that because he was
I mean,
retired.
she still had a cordless phone. If that gives you a date. Not a cell
Not
phone,
really.
a cordless phone.
Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying, not really, because I know several people that still have house phones, so it just depends on where you grew up and whatever. But anyways, yeah. Hey, so what do you got?
I'm still trying to wrap my head around Angel's comment over here on fucking TikTok.
Why is
I'm
she
not-
talking about
I'm not look-
canines?
I'm not looking at TikTok. I
Well,
love y'all.
I mean-
I'm not looking at the comments. I'm not looking at the comments because I knew Angel was gonna probably say something. So I'm not looking at the comments. Love you, TikTok. You guys are awesome. We're at 4.3K. You guys are doing phenomenal. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, but as far as this case is concerned, I feel as though if he wasn't a doctor, she wouldn't have sued him. It was the fact that he was a doctor and he had the money. That's why she sued him. Now, before anybody jumps on my ass, this is my opinion. I am entitled to my opinion. You don't have to agree with my opinion. But how many times in everyday life do men do this to women or women do this to men and they don't sue the other party because the other party is broke?
Or they're broke. She was not broke. She was a wealthy woman all on her own.
Right. And she didn't need $1 million or 670 some thousand dollars. But the premise behind it is he had money, and the one way that she knew that she could hurt him was to go after his money.
You don't think he should be punished for all the psychotic ass shit he did?
How many, I just got through saying, how many people just brush it off and deal with their own fucking trauma themselves every day?
Yeah, but some people don't have any other option but to do that. She was in a financial situation where she could hire an attorney and go through that process. It's not necessarily the fact that he was a doctor, it was the fact that she was a successful businesswoman.
Okay, I get what both of you guys are saying, and Yace, I get what you're saying because just like Carrie just stated, she was a successful businesswoman. She didn't need the money. So
No, what?
Well, no, I get what you're saying. That yes, everyday life. No. First of all, nobody has this. Trust me, nobody freaking has this ability to freaking just sue somebody for some type of money like that because ain't none of us dealing with no millionaire. Whoever, whatever. I get that. Um, but yeah, I, dude, I'm telling you, this case is just. I can't even wrap my freaking head around this case. I mean, there was a lot of food products that were ruined because of this case. There was
Look,
just
See, now, now,
I'll
now,
say
now it's
this.
you and me, not you and him.
I'll
huh?
say this. If I had the money to hire an attorney, I would have went after my ex. And it's not about the money.
No, listen, I get that,
I'm not
and what I
talking to you though. I'm talking to Ace. He was the
no,
one giving me the stink eye. It's not
Okay,
about the money.
okay. Now, what would you have gone after him for?
Emotional distress.
Financial compensation.
That's what you do in civil court.
Okay, but you're saying it's not about the money. If it's not about the money, then use the money that you're going to use to get an attorney, to get a therapist to help you, instead of going after the person that did it to you and let karma take care of his ass.
Like, karma's a slow bitch sometimes.
Well, I get that, but that's what I'm saying. You're what you said was she was a successful businesswoman.
Because she could afford it. That's it. Period. In a story.
She could
That's
afford to do that.
right.
But just because she could afford to do it doesn't mean that she had to do it.
Yeah, but she deserves her day in court.
And
If
I'm
the
not
roles,
saying that she
if the
doesn't.
ro-
If
if
the
the
roles
roles
were
are
reversed, I would
reversed,
be on the
he would have deserve his day in court. But you can't take somebody to civil court without adding monetary compensation with it.
I get that. But the only thing that she did by taking him to court is, with it being civil, that's all it was. He doesn't get a mark on his record as a doctor. His reputation is not tarnished. So I mean, everything that, well, no, not really, because that will not show up if somebody searches him up for a reference as a doctor. It's a civil case. It is
It
not public domain.
it is public record.
Not whenever you're looking for a psychiatrist.
If he's a psych in this specific case,
Or a
yes, and
sex doctor.
it would be possible. On like common Joe and Jane, no. It would not. Like, you're not gonna look and see IT specialist gets sued by X, but a sex therapist putting sex dolls in his bed to get back at his ex, that would make headline freaking news everywhere.
well,
'Cause
not
that's scandalous.
well, I get that, but not necessarily because depending on if he's got the money, just like everybody else, we've seen this when it comes to politicians. We've seen this come to movie stars. We've seen this come when it comes to people in the music industry. You can make anything go away. And if you're in a small enough place or wherever you're at, you can make that go away. So I'm not going to sit there and say just because he was a doctor or whatever that they probably made new. It may not have. But at the same point, like Ace is saying, let me ask you this question: how many of us have ever went to go see a doctor and we've actually researched that doctor before we went to go see him?
I do for psychologists.
Okay, psychologist. Okay, cool, awesome. But in most cases, how many people, what I'm saying? And that's first of all, 100% responsible of Carrie for doing that. But now I'm sitting here thinking, I go see a psychiatrist at the VA. Not once did I ever question their background or what they do. Why? Because they went to school, they got their PhD, they got their doctorate, they're a doctor. In some sense, in some cases, in a lot of situations, you don't question. A lot of times, and I'm trying to get people to start realizing sometimes you do need to question. Sometimes you do need to ask these questions. Sometimes you do need to do more research than what we're doing because of stuff like this. Because I guarantee you, this dude is still probably practicing, and I guarantee you, patients that go and see him have probably never looked him up to find out what his background or anything was. I don't. I mean, I'm not going to say I'm not gonna say I guarantee he's probably still practicing, but there could be a good strong case that he's practicing, or maybe he just recently retired because we really don't know when this actually happened. So he could be retired, whatever. But when you go to see somebody, a psychiatrist or anything, most time, what do? We go to a psychiatrist because they were recommended by someone else, whether it was a friend, a coworker, a family member, another physician. When you're going to see him about something else, they say, you know what, if you're having these issues, hey, this is a friend of mine. He's a good guy, or she's a good woman. You need to go talk to them. And you still don't do. Look, this case opens up a whole separate freaking multiverse for me when it comes to a lot of stuff. Um, but I think that more people need to be like Carrie and do research on some of these physicians that you go see. Because you got to remember, some of these physicians, where you're talking psychiatrists, regular doctors, surgeons, whatever, some of them will prescribe you something, or say, hey, we need to do this procedure. And the only thing they're doing is they're just trying to line their pockets because they get paid by procedure. They get paid by per patient, by medications, all that stuff. So sometimes you gotta be careful about this stuff. This, good God Almighty.
I only got one more question.
Oh Lord Jesus, go ahead.
Carrie, look at me. I don't know what you're typing over there.
I
but
was
look at me.
Googling. Shut up.
He's looking for the doctor.
Look
What?
at me.
What?
Okay. I love you.
Oh,
No, he doesn't.
Jesus.
No, wait.
No,
I
he
love
said
you.
that. No, he doesn't.
You hold a special place in my heart, right?
No, you don't. He's lying.
Anything that comes before the word but doesn't count.
But
However,
I have one question for you. You said you researched your psychologist or your psychiatrist.
Yes,
Did you do a criminal check on him?
that costs money.
okay. I get what you're saying.
It costs money.
No, yeah, that does. It does.
Hence, if somebody goes to that psychiatrist, if
This
they're
is
going
not
there,
a criminal case.
but that's what I'm
Civil.
saying. That's what I'm saying. If somebody goes to him and they research him like you do yours,
It depends on the state also. Some states put it all out there. Civil, criminal, it's free of charge. All you got to do is look it up. Other states have a bunch of privacy laws. So it depends on the state.
but in the state of Tennessee, you got to pay for it.
Yeah. Unless it's criminal and they went to the penitentiary.
Oh
I
yeah,
think-
you can look that shit up all day. All right, but I'll get with you after.
All right. And I kind of get what Ace is trying to say, because most of the time we don't want to pay for anything extra other than what we have to pay for.
No.
So if it-
Most of the time we can't afford to pay for extras. Let's get that straight.
Well, I'm be honest
I
with you.
want to do, but
Even if I can afford to pay for it, I'd much rather not, because I could use that money for something, maybe that's needed for the family. Me, I can take care of, what I'm saying. But if it's something that is needed for my children, needed for the house, what I'm saying, or something else like that, I would much rather use that money for something that I know is really going to be beneficial for other people. So I mean, I get that, what I'm saying, and the thing is, a lot of people, they're like that. It's like, man, I got to pay extra just to make sure I got this or this or do this or that. Yeah, I mean, okay, I get it. What I'm saying, I get it, but man, this is one of the main reasons why I don't like going to doctors. That right there, 100%, because you just don't know. What are you pointing at?
Looking at DK's comment.
Oh, because you keep pointing, it looks like you're pointing at Carrie, and I'm like, why do you keep pointing at her?
Well, because she's in that direction.
Point to the
It's like-
freaking side.
kids, it's always my fault.
Well, at least it's over that way. At least I know you're not pointing at Shane because Shane said something, because he ain't said nothing because he's so much in shock. Just saying. The man's in shock. Okay, so we need to wrap this up. Because I can't with this case. This is This was that. Wow, that was a bit much.
I
I
warned you.
I wanted a break from the crap that we normally do, and I think it made it worse. I actually want to get back to our regular stuff. Like it's like that wow. That was I don't wow. I don't know what to say about that. Did you oh you must got a phone call or something?
Yeah, my kiddos texted me.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, because I saw you drop off. I was like, oh, you got a phone call or something. Okay. You need to go? Or you
I'd
wrap
like to call her.
okay, we're gonna wrap it up. Okay, so I'll start with you then. Okay, so what were your thoughts on this case?
I just wanted something fun and less heavy than it was last week, so that's why I picked it.
Oh, it was definitely fun, and I definitely think it was less heavy. It was just really confusing. There was so much going on. But
Because
yeah,
when Ace stopped by, he picked out another one, but that was too heavy for right after this last one. So I
okay.
decided to go full funny, crazy.
Mission accomplished.
Mhm.
Mission freaking accomplished. Um, okay, that's good. That's okay. That's good. Um, yeah, Shane.
Well, that was interesting. Um, yeah, this is one of those episodes that you do and you don't look back on.
I don't think you should. Ever.
No, no,
And
no,
this will
no.
definitely not be one. I don't even know if we're gonna do a recap on this one. I don't. Yeah, well,
No,
we
no.
will because I don't run from anything. But at the same time, oh boy. Okay. Anyways, Ace.
All right, I got a comment for both of you. But he started talking and I swirled and I lost my comment for you. Um, recap on the reactions. Shit. But for you, Shane, if you look back on this one, you're going to be going down the chocolate rabbit hole.
No, thank you.
No, thank you. Um, this was now I remember what I was going to say. See, it just made my way around that fucking block. Whenever you said you wanted to go with something different, you went straight off the fucking rails. I mean, you created hoverboards for the fucking bottom of the train and just kept on fucking going. But yes, this was a different take on you be the judge for sure. Shane, they're usually not like this. I mean, we said we were going to break you in easy, but
Oh, fuck that.
then we invited Jared.
Didn't you say this about the last one?
The last you be the judge, that one was fun.
Well, it was supposed to be you be the judge.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it had Carrie, the host of You Be the Judge. That was
Yeah.
about all the judging that we did that. Well, no, there was a lot of judging.
There was a lot of judging, but it
There
wasn't
was a
it
lot of
wasn't the
judging.
proper judging.
No. But yes, this
I done broke
Wow.
Ace's brain.
I mean, so much could be said about this case. And at the end of the day, the dog got screwed.
A lot.
Probably still is. Nothing a little gorilla glue won't fix. So yeah. I believe after this
I can fly.
that tomorrow I will be calling my behavioral health therapist
Yes.
for the VA to see if I can move my appointment up. This was just This was just that's all I can say. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to spend too much time. This was just it was a fun. I'm not even going to say fun. It was a interesting case. I'm not going to say that.
But hey, he still ate the grilled cheese.
Yeah, I did. I was hungry still. Anyways, wow, that is just great job, Carrie. Great job. You did a great job. That's all I'm gonna say. You definitely took us in a different direction, so appreciate that.
Expect the unexpected.
I don't expect anything anymore with you. I just don't. Not when it comes to you be the judge. No, I don't. I just like say, you know what? I kneel beside my bed before I come in here. You know, I just do the now, Lord Jesus, just help me get through this episode because I don't know what's going on. And just help me to be able to process so I can actually sleep at night and I'm not laying in my bed thinking about all the crap that Carrie just presented to us.
Well, if you guys get almost 2 months without you be the judge.
Okay, I'm gonna need that after this one.
Oh, that's right.
Thank goodness.
Next month is the
Yeah.
that one.
So
There's 2 next month.
That's right. We was going to do it. You be the judge on Halloween, but we changed it.
yes, we did. Because Carrie's a
Because
huge
I'll
Halloween
do it
fanatic.
if you do this.
She's a huge Halloween fanatic. I don't mind it. I mean, it's fine. But I don't really celebrate a lot of holidays, so I mean, it is what it is. That's just me personally. It's nothing to do with anything. It's just me personally. But yeah. So I see Trey's in the house. Trey's one of our Shane and I's classmates from our cybersecurity IT course that we take.
Yeah, way to show up at the end, Trey.
Hey, Trey. Hey, Trey, just because you take over class doesn't mean that you can do that here, bud.
Yeah, this is where I reign King Supreme over here. But yeah, it was a fun episode. It was a fun episode. And I do like it because I don't know what to expect, and I like that. It's an awesome feeling not knowing what to expect and just having genuine reactions to things. So yeah, I don't have anything else. Does anybody have anything else before we get up out of here?
Graduate.
Oh no,
What? We graduate Friday,
Friday the 13th.
which is now after listening to this episode, I don't know what's going to happen. So I don't. Yeah, so I just. Oh God, I love all y'all. I hope you all have a wonderful evening. Because the Birdman just doesn't know what to do anymore with himself. He's just really struggling right now. But it is what it is. Like I said, once again, I want to thank you guys for joining the Birdman Show for this episode of You Be the Judge. Don't forget that tomorrow night we will be live on TikTok. TikTok fam, how you doing? You're already here, so just come on back tomorrow, 6 p.m. Central Time, over on the TikTok platform. Birdman 216. Yes, so definitely come watch us there for the recap of this episode, which I'm pretty sure is going to be extremely interesting because there's going to be a lot of questions, and we'll probably be reacting to a lot of the comments from this episode. So definitely don't forget about that. Ace, are you back doing trivia? No. So you are back doing trivia? Okay. So 6 p.m. Okay. So yes, definitely don't forget that my main man Ace, he is back. He is doing trivia. You can catch him over on TikTok by simply looking at the banner right below you. Trivia night. I need to change that. It's actually going to be Sundays, 6 p.m. Central Time, over on Ace's platform at TLB-Ace. So definitely come by. It's a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun doing that. Tyler Perry for the win. But yes, definitely. And then of course, like I said, Like I said, the Birdman Show recap tomorrow, and then of course, every Thursday, 6 p.m. We will be back next week for another episode of the Birdman Show, which we will be doing over something. I will release it. I don't remember what it was. Yeah, and I'm not looking it up right now. So we'll be doing another episode. I'll let you know what it is. But anyways, we are out of here. I'm the Bird.
Once we figure
I
out.
already freaking asked you if you had something else.
Well, you gave me something else.
Well, I'm about to take it away.
The
Anyways, hurry up.
violence.
Once we figure out what next week is, we'll get a hold of whoever the co-host is, and we'll let them know. That's the only thing I had. Fuck you.
We could have done that.
Right.
Yeah.
Lord is right.
Jesus. We could have done it on the freaking recap. Anyways. Oh, I feel a little I need a drink. I'm the Birdman. That's Ace. That's Shane. That's Fury Storm, aka Carrie. I'm saying aka Carrie like Carrie's not your real name. Birdman is the Birdman Show. We out. Do it with me. Y'all have a good one.